And joining in studio now is Mr. Matt Chipman. He's the editor-in-chief of the Green Baron Report. Matt, good to see you.
Glad to be here again, Don.
We know, every time we talk to you on the program, we're talking about various things, both economic and political, that affect our money, because as you well know, the two things are completely tied together, especially these days.
Absolutely.
It seems like, at least if you look at the landscape and look at things going forward, that the race is pretty much set for the fall. It's going to be an Obama-Romney campaign. We're certainly not making a prediction here, but, if you do the simple math, it certainly looks like Romney has it wrapped up as we go forward. How do you think that's going to affect the markets as we go forward between now and the balance of the year?
I think we're going to continue in a positive direction. The political landscape, the politicians, of course, Obama wants to be shown in the brightest light possible, and he's going to do everything he can to win as many votes to try to be reelected. So he may even try to instill policies that are very middle of the road that are going to look very positive from both sides of the table. Romney, it's going to depend on who he picks as a running mate.
Sure.
And how strong his numbers look. The way each of their numbers go into the election will depend on what kind of stocks rally going into it, but it's a little too early to tell which ones will go.
It's amazing because what you just said is so true that, when you're running on the Democratic side during the primaries, if you're not an incumbent, you stay as far to the left as you can to appease those people. Romney and, of course, Santorum and Gingrich have been trying to say, well, who's the most right of the political candidates? But after that is done, everybody comes running towards the center, don't they?
I would think so, because you don't want to appear to be too favoring one side off or the other in any far direction, because then you're really going against the other side. Yeah.
Now, things, of course, that are developing in the economy, but gasoline prices are through the roof, and there doesn't seem to be any end in sight. There's so many different things that are affecting gasoline prices. Most people realize that the president doesn't really have any control over it, but his administration certainly made some gaffes when they didn't seem concerned about it at the beginning. Actually, I think it was Stephen Chu that said, well, we really need to get gas prices in the U.S. to the levels of Europe. And that's not going to sit well with voters.
Yeah, I mean, look, no president is going to be perfect.
Yeah.
He's going to make mistakes, and Obama may not like to admit he's wrong at some point, but he's been right in some other ways that I see that have helped us. The economy is growing. Okay, that's one thing that's picking up oil prices. The conflict's going on with Iran. I don't think we can help that.
No.
We can't help what they're doing. So there's some things that are, and then we're coming into summertime.
Right.
I mean, of course, the gas price
will go
so I'm hoping they stabilize somewhat here, and nobody wants, because it is hurting the economy. If you notice, the numbers are starting to slow a bit.
Yes.
And it's all across the board. Even on the employment picture, that we didn't meet our numbers today. So we've had a little short-term sell-off here in the market. The last couple of days, people are taking pause as to how much we are truly growing.
Well, here's an idea of how much it can affect our economy. When you're a commuter getting to work every day and you're spending $100 per fill-up, and you're having to do that 5 or 6 times per month, the cost of gasoline is actually exceeding your car payment.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you think about going out and getting that new, more economical vehicle to get back and forth to work, or taking alternative ways of getting to work. So I don't know. Maybe there's a good and bad thing about high prices, but it certainly is negative on the short term, because nobody likes to spend what we're spending on fuel right now.
Well, it makes people even think whether or not they want to go out to dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you're dropping $500 or $600 a month in gasoline, that gets into your entertainment budget. Now, the biggest thing that happened this week, of course, was Supreme Court hearings on the health care law. Most legal analysts are agreeing that unless something dramatically different happens from expectations, that at least a mandate is going to get struck down. That's going to really affect the healthcare stocks, isn't it?
It should affect those. I was even more focused on some other rules that are being implemented and some possible legislation that's going through that's going to benefit small companies and their ability to raise money. So I've been focused on that because that could just be a shift in the way capital is raised for small companies, and that's going to, I understand there could be thousands of companies waiting to go public to take benefit from that.
Yeah. Now, I know you have a new text alert with the Green Baron Report. Tell us about that.
We just launched it this week, and we expect to have literally thousands of people signed up on this within the next 30 days. I recommend, because we are limited as to how many people can sign up, so we're recommending you get on there right now. Just text anything. You can text join. You can text, you need to text us, though, to the number that's on display on the screen, but I'll give it to you. It's area code 561-284-3259. You just send us a text. We'll add you. You can text us that you don't want to be added later on if you don't want to be on. But we're just going to send you a couple alerts each week, and it'll be very timely.
Again, the Green Baron Report, Mr. Matt Chipman. Matt, thanks so much. Congratulations.
Appreciate you having me on.
Take care.